They say success takes time. They're wrong. It takes discipline. Every minute, every second, every decision. You want power, you want freedom, you want control. It doesn't come from feeling ready. It comes from doing what must be done, even when every part of you wants to quit. This is the power of discipline. Number one, discipline over motivation. Motivation is a feeling. It comes, it goes, it fades, and it lies. It whispers to you when the path looks easy, but it disappears when the road turns dark. Motivation is the spark that starts the engine, but it's not what keeps the machine running. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't care about moods, energy, or comfort. Discipline doesn't ask you if you're tired, if you're ready, or if you feel like it. Discipline commands you to show up, to do the work, to execute, no matter how you feel. It's not emotional, it's not exciting, it's not romantic. It's brutal consistency. The person who depends on motivation will work only when it feels good. The person who builds discipline will work no matter what. That's the difference between starting and finishing, between potential and progress, between wishing and becoming. Motivation gives you a reason to start, but discipline gives you the ability to continue. When everything is falling apart, motivation won't save you. When you're exhausted, when no one is watching, when you're doubting your purpose, motivation is nowhere to be found. But discipline remains. Discipline is not driven by emotions, it's built on decisions. You decide to wake up early, you decide to keep training, you decide to keep your word even when it hurts. Those decisions, repeated day after day, become the foundation that holds everything together. Motivation might light the path, but discipline is the one that walks it. The real strength lies in doing what you said you'd do long after the feeling that made you say it has died. That's discipline, not excitement, not hype, just pure control over self. The truth is, the world glorifies motivation because it looks good on camera. The speeches, the music, the fire in someone's voice, it's inspiring. But no one wants to see the part where it's just repetition, pain, silence, and grind. No one wants to show the mornings when your eyes burn from lack of sleep, but you get up anyway. No one wants to highlight the nights when your mind is screaming to stop, but you push through because you made a promise to yourself. That's discipline, the invisible, uncelebrated backbone of greatness. It doesn't post, it doesn't brag, it doesn't need applause, it just performs. When you choose discipline over motivation, you are choosing control over chaos. You're saying that your emotions don't dictate your actions, your standards do. You become dependable, not just for others, but for yourself. You no longer rely on a mood or a quote or a song to move you. You move because it's who you are now, and over time, that identity changes everything. You start trusting yourself more. You start respecting your own word. You stop chasing short bursts of energy and start building an unbreakable rhythm. That rhythm becomes momentum. That momentum becomes mastery. And mastery is never built on how you feel. It's built on what you do, especially when you feel nothing at all. Number two, the war within. Every single day, a silent war takes place inside you, a battle between the version of yourself that wants comfort and the version that craves greatness. It's not a war that people see. It's not fought on open fields or under bright lights. It happens in your head, in your chest, in the quiet moments when no one's around to watch. The war within is constant. It doesn't rest, it doesn't stop, and it doesn't forgive weakness. It's a fight between impulse and control, between what feels easy and what's truly right. The hardest opponent you will ever face is the reflection in the mirror, because that reflection knows all your fears, all your doubts, all your excuses. It knows when to whisper that you've done enough, that you can rest, that you deserve a break. It tempts you with comfort because it knows how badly you crave it. And every time you listen, every time you give in, the weaker side of you grows stronger. The side that avoids pain, the side that hesitates, the side that breaks under pressure. The war within is about control. Control of the mind, control of emotions, control of the moment. Most people lose this war long before they even start because they fight the world while ignoring the enemy inside. They think the struggle is against circumstances, people, or fate. But the truth is brutal. The only battle that truly matters is the one against yourself. The war within is not fought with weapons or words. It's fought with choices. Every decision, no matter how small, either strengthens your will or feeds your weakness. When you hit snooze instead of rising, when you avoid the hard conversation, when you skip the workout, when you let fear dictate your actions, you surrender ground, slowly, silently, until one day you realize the enemy inside has taken over. The war isn't lost in one moment, it's lost through 1,000 tiny compromises. Winning the war within means standing up every time your mind tries to pull you down. It means doing what you don't want to do, simply because you said you would. It means taking ownership of your thoughts, not letting them drag you into doubt or self-pity. The war within requires discipline, resilience, and an iron will. It's about choosing long-term strength over short-term relief. The pain you feel while fighting this war isn't punishment, it's progress. Every time you push back against weakness, you sharpen your edge. Every time you silence the voice that says quit, you build power. The strongest people are not those who have defeated others, they are the ones who have conquered themselves. But make no mistake, the war within never ends. There's no final victory, no moment of peace where you've won forever. The battle resets every morning. The enemy inside wakes up with you, it studies you, it adapts. It waits for you to hesitate, to lose focus, to break routine. That's why this war demands vigilance. You can't relax. You can't negotiate. You can't afford to forget that the greatest threat to your progress doesn't come from outside forces. It comes from the thoughts that tell you to stop. Number 3, small actions, big consequences. It's easy to underestimate the power of small actions. People want massive changes, overnight success, life-altering moments that flip everything in an instant, but the truth is, life doesn't work that way. The real transformation happens in silence, through small, repeated actions that seem meaningless at first. It's waking up 10 minutes earlier every day. It's reading a few pages when you don't feel like it. It's choosing to keep your word when no one else would notice if you didn't. Those moments don't look significant, but they're the building blocks of everything that matters. Small actions accumulate, they compound, they build momentum, and over time, they shape your identity. Every single choice you make, even the smallest, is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. You either move closer to strength or drift toward weakness. You either build discipline or build excuses. Small actions are easy to dismiss because they don't give instant results. You don't feel the difference after one disciplined decision. You don't see the reward after one day of effort. That's why so many people quit early. They expect to feel progress immediately, to see a change they can measure. But growth doesn't announce itself. It happens in the background while you're working. It builds quietly, waiting for the moment to reveal itself. The same way rust eats away at steel, slowly, silently, discipline rebuilds you, one small decision at a time. The problem is that most people are blind to the compounding effect of consistency. They see each action as isolated, not realizing that repetition is what gives small actions power. Doing something once means nothing. Doing it every single day means everything. Every habit you create, good or bad, begins as a small decision repeated enough times to become automatic. You skip one workout, no big deal. You skip a few more. Now it's a pattern. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. Now it's a cycle. The same law applies in the opposite direction. You start showing up even when you don't feel like it. It builds momentum. You choose effort over comfort once. It builds confidence. You stay consistent. It builds identity. Every small choice you make today echoes far beyond this moment. It's not just about today's action. It's about what that action says about who you are becoming. The people who master their craft, the ones who rise above the rest, they all share one trait: respect for the small things. They treat every rep, every repetition, every routine as sacred because they understand that greatness isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in microscopic improvements. Every inch matters. Every repetition matters. The world might not see it, but time keeps score. Discipline magnifies itself just like neglect does. The small actions you take or fail to take will either compound into strength or collapse into regret. That's the law of consistency. That's the truth about how small things create big consequences. Number 4, the cost of comfort. Comfort feels good. That's why it's dangerous. It lures you in quietly, offering rest, ease, and relief from the grind. It tells you that you've earned a break, that you've done enough, that slowing down won't hurt. But comfort is deceptive. It's the silent thief of potential, the invisible weight that keeps you stuck exactly where you are. It doesn't destroy you overnight. It softens you slowly. One missed workout, one delayed plan, one small compromise. Comfort convinces you that these moments don't matter, but they add up. Over time, comfort erodes your hunger, dulls your discipline, and numbs your edge. You stop chasing improvement because you start chasing ease. You stop embracing challenge because you start fearing pain. And once comfort becomes normal, discomfort starts to feel impossible. That's the real cost. You trade your strength for softness, your ambition for routine, your purpose for peace that doesn't last. Comfort gives short-term pleasure, but takes away long-term progress. It's the reason so many people never reach their potential. They want results, but they don't want to be uncomfortable getting them. They want growth, but they don't want to go through pain. But the truth is, growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Every meaningful achievement requires struggle. Every ounce of strength is forged through resistance. Every breakthrough is born from pressure. Comfort protects you from all that, and in doing so, it also protects you from greatness. The more you choose comfort, the more fragile you become. The body weakens, the mind softens, the spirit fades. You start living safe instead of living strong. And one day, you wake up realizing that you've built a life around avoiding anything that challenges you. The cost of comfort isn't just missed opportunities, it's missed evolution. When you refuse to push yourself, you deny yourself the chance to see what you're truly capable of. You never find the strength that only struggle can reveal. You never discover the resilience that only hardship can build. You become a prisoner of your own convenience. You convince yourself that peace means safety, but real peace doesn't come from avoiding discomfort. It comes from mastering it. The moments when your body aches, when your mind screams, when your heart wants to quit. Those are the moments that define you. That's where your character is built. That's where power is earned. Comfort takes all that away and replaces it with illusion. The illusion that everything is fine while slowly everything is slipping away. The cost of comfort is paid in silence. You don't hear it, you don't see it. But you feel it, in the lost motivation, in the wasted time, in the dull ache of knowing you could have done more. It's the slow death of potential, disguised as peace. And the longer you live in comfort, the more it costs you. It costs your purpose, your momentum, your fire, because every time you choose comfort over challenge, you lose a piece of the person you could have become. Number 5, structure equals freedom. Most people hear the word structure and think of limitation. They think of rules, routines, and restrictions that box them in and take away their freedom. But the truth is the exact opposite. Structure isn't the enemy of freedom. It's the foundation of it. Without structure, your life is chaos. Without discipline, your time owns you instead of you owning your time. Freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want, whenever you want. That's just disorder disguised as liberty. Real freedom is earned through control. It's built through systems, through habits, through order. Structure gives direction to your energy. It keeps your focus sharp, your priorities clear, and your goals alive. It's the framework that allows creativity, productivity, and consistency to exist. Without it, your potential is scattered. You move fast, but go nowhere. You start everything and finish nothing. Structure gives you the clarity to execute and the power to choose how your day unfolds instead of reacting to it. Structure isn't about rigidity, it's about control. It doesn't restrict your life, it refines it. The moment you create structure, you take back control from chaos. You know when to wake up, when to work, when to train, when to rest. You don't waste time deciding, hesitating, or negotiating with yourself. The schedule becomes the command, and in obeying it, you free your mind from the burden of constant decision-making. That's the paradox. Structure simplifies your life by reducing the noise. It eliminates confusion and creates room for purpose. You don't have to think about whether you should do something. You just do it because it's part of the system you built. The structure becomes your guide, and through it, you become unstoppable. The people who lack structure often believe they're free because no one is telling them what to do. But look closer. They're slaves to distraction, emotion, and inconsistency. They wake up late because they can. They chase comfort because it feels good. They avoid discipline because it feels hard. But every time they do that, they surrender control to chaos. They don't own their days own them. And that's not freedom. That's dependence on impulse. Freedom isn't waking up whenever you want. Freedom is waking up with purpose. Freedom isn't working only when you feel inspired. Freedom is doing the work because you said you would. Structure gives you that power, the ability to act with intention, not emotion. The truth is, the most disciplined people are the most free. They can create, move, build, and grow because they've already handled the chaos. Their structure gives them space to expand. They don't waste energy fighting their own habits or resisting the basics. They've built systems that keep them aligned, focused, and prepared. That's real freedom, the kind that's earned through routine, through mastery, through consistency, the kind of freedom that doesn't fade when things get hard because it's anchored in discipline. Without structure, your potential remains scattered, wasted, lost in distraction. With structure, everything aligns: your time, your focus, your will. And from that alignment comes the only kind of freedom that truly matters. Number 6, the reward is respect from yourself. There's a kind of respect that no one can give you and no one can take away. It's not built through praise, likes, or recognition. It's built in the quiet, lonely moments when you do what you said you'd do, when you keep a promise to yourself, when you show up on the days you didn't want to. That's where real respect is earned, not from the world, but from within. You can fake confidence, you can fake motivation, but you can't fake self-respect. It's either there or it's not, and it only comes when your actions align with your words. Every time you follow through, every time you keep discipline when no one's watching, you build a sense of trust with yourself. That trust is power, because when you trust yourself, you don't doubt your path. You don't second-guess your purpose. You move with conviction, not ego. You operate with calm, not chaos. You stop needing approval from others because you've already earned it from the one person who truly matters: you. Self-respect doesn't come from achievements, it comes from consistency. It's built in the repetition, in the small victories that no one celebrates. It's built when you stay focused while everyone else gets distracted. It's built when you stay patient while others chase shortcuts. It's built when you do the work without needing applause. The person who respects themselves doesn't need validation because their validation comes from the proof of their effort. They know the price they've paid. They know the hours they've sacrificed. They know the pain they've endured. That's why self-respect feels different. It's earned through honesty, through struggle, through integrity. You can't buy it. You can't demand it. You can only build it one disciplined decision at a time. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken that respect. Every time you make an excuse, you teach yourself that your words mean nothing. It's not just about the missed task or the skipped workout. It's about what that choice says to your subconscious. It tells your mind that your standards are negotiable. It tells your body that quitting is acceptable. And slowly, without even realizing it, you stop believing in yourself. Because deep down, respect is belief. It's faith built on evidence that you can rely on your own strength. When you lose that belief, you lose your edge. You stop pushing. You stop expecting more. You live with guilt, frustration, and doubt because you know you could have done better. The reward of discipline is not just success or achievement, it's self-respect. The kind that no one can fake and no one can give you. The kind that comes from doing what's right even when it's hard. When you live that way, you walk differently. You think differently. You carry yourself with quiet confidence, not arrogance. Because you know the truth. You've faced the war within, you've paid the price of effort, and you've earned the respect of the only person who truly needs to believe in you. Discipline isn't a word, it's a way of life. It's the difference between wishing for change and becoming the change. Every moment you choose structure over chaos, purpose over comfort, effort over excuses, you're building a version of yourself that can't be broken. The world doesn't owe you results, but discipline guarantees progress. So the next time your mind whispers to stop, remember this: no one's coming to save you, no one's coming to push you, and no one's coming to do it for you. It's on you. Your choices, your habits, your consistency, because discipline is not punishment, it's power. And when you master it, you don't just earn success, you earn freedom, respect, and peace within yourself.